November meeting of the Raleigh Mayor's Committee to order. And first of all, let me say I'm glad all of you are here, and I certainly wish that each of you have an excellent Thanksgiving meal and eat well and do all that you do with your friends and family, but stay safe as you do all of that. As I emailed Philip, I'm going to have to depart this meeting a bit early today because of another meeting that I have to attend, the North Carolina Statewide Independent Living Council. So first of all, let's go around and do our introductions. This is Dr. Ricky Scott again, Chair of the committee.
Donnie Best, Transportation.
Good afternoon. This is Philip Woodward. I'm the Vice Chair and Public Information Chair, and I will be taking the minutes because Lori Millett will be absent today. Thank you.
Sharon Benton, Treasurer.
Bob Evans, member.
Robert Parrish.
Alice Kelly, member.
Robert Parrish, Subcommittee Chair for Housing.
All have a sparkly holidays.
I love that.
Okay, are there any more members online or present here today?
What's that again, please?
I want to see if there are any guests or visitors here with us today. Okay, how about Mr. Edwards?
Ricky, it states that there's 13 people included in this meeting, so there must be other people that are.
Okay,
Hi, good afternoon, Dr. Scott. This is Aracelis Torres, and I am with the Department of Equity Inclusion. I'm covering for Demetrius today. He could not make it to the meeting, but I am here for him.
oh, okay.
Dr.
Are
Scott,
there any other?
I'm sorry, this is Shannon Garner. I'm standing in for John Samuel again from Abler. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Dr. Scott, this is Sharon Banks, City Manager's Office.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you all for coming, like I said. So first of all, what we want to do here, let me give the chair's report. Over the previous month, I've had a number of calls from individuals with disabilities making inquiries about the city of Raleigh in terms of transportation, the ADA transportation, public transportation in general, and about housing. A number of these individuals are contemplating migrating to this great city. And so we wanted to make sure that, connect them with resources that they may need when coming here. Secondly, I did speak with Mr. Abrams. This was pertaining to a number of calls I had received about the scheduling of recurring trips and for the paratransit system. And he mentioned that the 16th of, he mentioned that the 16th of the month is the beginning day that an individual can schedule trips for the following month, such as going to work or some other activity that is a recurring event. There has been in the past, I think, that once you made a recurring trip, that you did not have to do that any longer, but apparently that has changed so that it has to be done on a monthly basis. So that is all that I have from the chair's desk. Philip?
Dr. Scott?
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead, yes.
This is Donovan. I'm saying, you said the 16th today, is that the last day of, or is that the day when it should start?
That's the beginning month, that's the beginning day rather. Say,
Okay,
for
thank you.
example, if you want to make trips for for December, you can make those, start scheduling those recurring trips November the 16th.
Thank you.
So that's the way it would be. So any other questions about that?
Does the system not have the ability to just keep the trip recurring?
Well,
I mean, even though
it's
you
a
don't.
policy, it's a policy decision that apparently has been rendered. You know how it is, these, you can configure them for what you want. And I can understand on the one hand, having people to redo it on a monthly basis.
Yeah,
Somebody may forget. I mean, I can appreciate each side of it, but I think
Yeah.
if you can once a month check in to make that, because people's circumstances can change. Sometimes people may forget. So I think the thinking is that if you do it on a monthly basis, that would reduce the probabilities of somebody forgetting to make a schedule change if something changes in their circumstances. Yep. Okay. All right. Any other questions about that? If not, one other thing. Here's what I wanted to mention before. What I'm thinking about next year, and we had done some of this in the past. What I'm hoping that we can do is that at least every other month, we're going to have a presenter to come in to give a presentation to us relative to the work that we do. For example, in housing, recreation or health or employment, any of those types of things. We're going to try to have some presenters to come at least every other month to give us some types of presentations. So be thinking about that for especially those who chair committees for 2022, and we can work together on putting those programs together. Philip?
Hi,
Hello?
this is Philip Woodward. For my vice chair report, I want to share one piece of news very quickly. Earlier this week, the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services sent out an update regarding Medicaid transformation. For people who have intellectual and other developmental disabilities who will be transitioning to the tailored plans that were supposed to start on July 1st of 2022. The tailored plans will now start on December 1st, 2022. I will put a link in the chat if you're interested in this and send the link to Lori for the minutes. That's all I have to report. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Philip, what is this tailored plan you speak of? I'm not fully understanding what that is.
This is Philip here. The state of North Carolina is undergoing Medicaid transformation to change the way that people receive Medicaid services. And some people will be moved to what's called a standard plan that will provide their services, but people with intellectual and other developmental disabilities who have more intense behavioral health or other needs will be moved to what's called a tailored plan. That's something that the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services is moving toward based on a legislative mandate. So hopefully the link that I will share will have more information about that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Sharon, do you have any report for us? Treasurer's report?
Unfortunately, I haven't received one.
Okay. All right. We'll we'll work with Mr. Edwards on that to make sure that those data are passed to you in the future on a much more consistent basis. Thank you, though.
Thank you.
And the secretary is not here today, and she's our nominating chair also. Philip, did she provide you the slate of officers and subcommittee chair for 2022?
This is Philip here. Lori sent me a couple of emails. She did not send me the full slate of people who want to serve for next year. I might have to combine that with the people who are currently listed on the agenda that I have for today.
Okay. Well, what from what I recall, from what I've seen, here's what we have. I'm running again as chair. Philip is running for vice chair. Lori is running for scholarship and nominations. And I think Andy Landis was wanting to run again for health and recreation. For the awards banquet, we have Carolyn Covington. For housing, Robert Parrish. For transportation, I think we had both Donnie and Shakima McLean. Hold on. Did I leave one out? Awards. Yeah, the awards. Employer resource.
Ricky,
Yes.
you left out treasurer, and I'm willing to serve if that's the case.
Great. Yeah, yes. Okay. I wanted to get back with you on that. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Sharon. So it appears then that we have the employer resource chair position that is vacant. Is that correct, Philip? Did I cover all of the committees?
Yes, that is correct. You covered everybody, Ricky, and I have not seen a nomination for the employer resource workshop chair.
Okay. And Philip, are you still interested? You're still interested in public information, I'm assuming?
Yes, I am still interested in public information. I told Lori that, and in vice chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, so here's what I think we do have a forum where we can vote, since it appears that the only vacancy we have is the employer resource, because I didn't receive anything from John Samuel about that. Now, the young lady who, Ms. Garner, do you know if he mentioned anything about that to you or not?
He did, and he said he was still interested.
I'm sorry, he was still interested in running for that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. All right. So then that means we got every position filled. Do we have any interested parties who might be interested in the chair position other than myself?
Dr. Scott.
Yes.
I believe the program has reported 2 people have joined the meeting, and I didn't know if they need
All right.
to know.
Yes. Yes. If they would identify themselves, I certainly would appreciate it.
Ginger's one person.
Yeah, she's having a
Ginger?
hard time
Okay.
getting in.
Ginger Rush.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay. All right, and who's the second person?
It's just one. I think she's entered twice. So I
Oh,
think it's
okay.
just,
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, now, so here's what we're gonna do here. It appears, okay, now for the chair, you got Ricky Scott interested in running. Is there anybody else interested in running for that position? Any other person interested? Any other person interested? Okay.
I move
hearing
that
none,
Ricky be accepted by acclamation.
It has
Second,
been moved. Do we have, all right, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
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 Okay. All right. Thank you
Aye.
all very much. I'm happy that you all wanted me to serve you at least another year. All
Dr.
right, let's
Scott,
go to the vice.
Dr.
I'm sorry.
Scott, it seems
Yes,
to
sir.
me that we only have one position that, let us say, has competition. Donna's position as transportation. Did I hear that right?
That is correct. So what we can do,
So why don't we just
for all
go
of
for,
the other,
yeah,
we can accept those, all of them, the rest of the officers and the committee chair positions by acclamation, and then vote separately for the transportation, public access and transportation.
I make
separately.
that motion, sir.
All right, do we have a second?
second,
Okay, it has been moved and seconded that all of the officer positions and the subcommittee chair positions, with the exception of the public access and transportation, be accepted by acclamation. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
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 All right, all opposed? Hearing none, thank you all for your
Aye.
willingness to serve for 2022. And I'm looking forward to moving our committee forward and having even a greater impact on our city in 2022. So now let's move to the position of the chair for the public access and transportation. Okay, so we have both Donnie Best and Shakima McLean.
I'm going.
All
I'm
right.
going. I'm going.
So we'll take them in alphabetical order. We'll go with the name of Donnie Best. Let me see, how can we best do this?
You can have people raise their
We
hand.
can have
Dr.
people
Scott.
raise their hand and let the moderator count those individuals, and then we'll go forward. Okay,
And I meant
so all
via
in
Zoom.
favor. Yeah, of course. All in favor of Mr. Best, please raise your hand, and if the counter will let us know once that is done, we appreciate that.
I am counting 5.
This is Philip Woodward
Five.
here. I just want to point out, if
Okay.
you can't use the raise hand feature at the bottom of Zoom Gov, raise your hand on your video picture or unmute to speak up. Thank you.
I am taking
Thank you,
6.
Philip.
I have 6.
Okay.
6 votes.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. All in favor of Mr. McLean, please raise your hand, please.
I'm seeing none.
Okay. All right. Donnie, thank you very much, sir, Mr. Best. And we know you're going to do an excellent job. And so we're
I'm
all
back.
set for
Thank you.
2022. Okay. Well, now, Philip, it is time for me to exit. So I'm going to turn the chair of the rest of this committee over to you. Thank you very much. And thank you all, and have a great and wonderful Thanksgiving to all of you. And we'll see you next time around. I'm going to get ready to head to
safe,
the next
man.
meeting. Thank you.
Be safe.
Yeah, Scott.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you very much, Ricky. Enjoy your meeting. So this is Philip Woodward here. It's a nice warm November Thursday afternoon, and I am going to go through the rest of the agenda. So we did the chair report, secretary, treasurers, and vice chair reports. So next, I would like to open the floor for public comment. If you would like to make public comments, I would like to ask you to try to limit them to about 2 minutes. Would anybody here like to make public comments today? Paula, you're
This
raising
is
your hand.
Robert Parrish, Philip. I have a public comment. As many of you know, the White Federation of the Blind held its first White Cane Safety Day walk. We held it, I believe, on the 15th of October, White Cane Safety Day, as October was Disability Awareness Month. And in conjunction with the City of Raleigh's Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee, particularly their outreach committee, I think the walk was fairly successful. I thought we had around 20 or so people that participated. I got help from my church in making posters for the event. People did carry signs around. I think we had the impact that we wanted to have, and hopefully the walk will be better next year and bigger next year. And got a little joke about that. Some people asked the question, why in the world do you guys have that walk at the height of rush hour? And my response to them, to City Hall, was exactly. So that's it in my public comment.
Robert, thank you. This is Philip Woodward. I have a question for you. We put in a request for a proclamation for White Cane Safety Day. I did not receive that from Demetrius. Did you receive that at all by email or at the event?
We, yes, thank you, Philip. Should have led off with that. We did receive we received 2 proclamations, in fact, one from Mayor Baldwin, and then and the Mayor Pro Tem presented that, Mr. Corey Branch. I told Corey, you owe me one anyway, because I helped him with his campaign a little bit. So yeah, he presented a proclamation and from the City of Raleigh, and then we had a proclamation given to the White Federation of the Blind, declaring it White Cane Safety Day from the state legislature as well. And I can't remember the person from the state legislature that presented it, but it was indeed. And the hope is that we're gonna have these proclamations stored in the state library for the blind. We're looking into that right now.
Thank you very much, Robert. Paula C. has her hand raised. Paula, would you like to make your comment?
Hi, I'd like to request that John Samuel would present and show the board or show the meeting, the committee, their entries for decorating the white cane and who did win that and what is it that they actually won. I think that was a good idea, but it's going to confuse the public when they're looking for a white cane and they get one that's all different than what they're normally looking for. I'd like to address the issue of calling in for our Go Access Raleigh transportation trips to be scheduled, and we're still losing our phone contacts during the conversation. Sean says he's been told that it's fixed and there's no problem with it, but we're still calling in and we're still getting calls dropped during the conversation scheduling trips. So that's an issue that's been ongoing for many years, that even though they've changed their communication system, it still happens, and we need to get it corrected somehow. Also, I'd like to address the issue of having the meetings accessible to people that are trying to take part in it. Not everyone has the accessibility or knows how, have the knowledge of the accessibility to be able to take part in the meetings. And we need to knock those barriers down as well. Thank you.
Paula, this is Philip Woodward. Thank you for making those comments about the barrier scheduling trips. If Sean Abrams is here, I will give him the opportunity to talk about that in the Community and Transportation Access Report. Does anybody else have public comments?
Philip, this is Robert again. I got a follow-up to Paula's comment. I've been noticing, and I don't know if this is a change, but I've been making phone calls to our access and the music just plays. Nobody seems to pick up, even after about a half hour. I don't know what might be going on there. So maybe that could be addressed as well.
And even if there's not, 17 callers ahead of you, the machine will still say there is. Go ahead.
Thank you, Robert, for sharing that comment.
Hi, Philip. 1 second. This is Shannon Carter standing in for John Samuel. I can ask him in reference to the Drip My Cane campaign that you were speaking about. But I do want to point out the fact that even though people may be looking for a standard cane, there's many different versions of the cane. And the whole point of that is just making sure that as visually impaired people, we can also express ourselves with our canes as well as far as art goes. But I can definitely get that information from him and let you know in regards to what did they win and how did it go.
Thank you, Shannon, for that comment about the White Cane decorations for White Cane Safety Day. Is there anybody else who would like to make public comment today? Going once, going twice. Okay, we will move to committee reports.
This is Paula, and I want to wish everybody a safe and sparkly and a joyous holidays. This time's going to fly by us fast, so I hope you enjoy that and be safe. And I was kind of sad that last month's meeting was only 29 minutes, so I missed a lot of, interaction with everybody. Go ahead.
Paula, today's meeting will be longer than 29 minutes, but thank you for that comment. I don't see him here, but I would like to ask Sean Abrams here to give the transportation report and respond to the comments that he heard. I don't believe I see Sean here.
No, I don't think he's there.
I don't see David Eatman either, so I don't know who's able to respond to those, but I can send an email to Ricky and to John to share those comments with him and see if he can generate a response that Lori might be able to share with the fall committee, because we want the transportation department to be aware of those comments and to respond to them. to thank to those of you who shared those comments about your difficulties with the phone system and arranging transportation. So while we're here in community and transportation access, Shakima McLean is not here today as the current chair, and she has not emailed a report that Lori has shared with me. So I don't believe we have that. But I'm going to ask next, award banquet. That's a vacant position, and I believe we've already talked about hopefully scheduling something next year in 2022. Did anybody have questions about the awards banquet?
Donnie Best, am I correct in thinking that Carolyn Covington will have that position now out?
Yes, you are correct. Carolyn
Thank you.
Covington would like to take on that role. So we will look forward to working with her. And she has a lot of experience with event planning.
Yeah,
she
yeah,
seems
yeah.
very
She's
excited.
good. She's good.
Thank you, Robert. Next, I would like to go to employment resources. We know John Samuel is not here today, but I want to ask Shannon if John gave her any information to pass on to us regarding the employment resources event that we usually have in July.
He has not. He just told me that he was still interested. That's all I know right now, but I'll get more information from him.
Okay, thank you very much. In 2022, we'll have to start early planning for July because it will be here before we know it. Next, I'm going to go to health, wellness, and recreation. Andy Landis is the chair, but Andy is not here today and he has not sent a report to Lori that she has shared with me. So I don't have any health, wellness, or recreation updates. Would anybody here have any? Oh. Well, in that category, I did share the update about the tailored plans for people with IDD. And of course, since I work for the North Carolina Council on Developmental Disabilities, if you have any questions about what a tailored plan is or how people with IDD will access services during Medicaid transformation, you are welcome to contact me or to go to the council's website, the Council on Developmental Disabilities, which I will drop in the chat. And next, I will move to housing. Robert Parrish, what do you have?
Good afternoon.
For housing?
Good afternoon, everyone. The last time I attended the Mayor's Committee meeting, I said something about the planning of a panel discussion, which was to take place on the 22nd of November. Well, that's not going to happen. The plans for that kind of fell through as didn't get in contact with enough panelists and other things happened that won't make it possible. However, I did attend and I'm still going to do something toward that end at the beginning of the year. But I did attend the Congregations for Social Justice meeting, their housing committee meeting, to represent our mayor's committee. And as you know, I am in the clergy, so that's one of the choices I make to attend. We had Bert Fox at this meeting. Some of you may know that she's a part of the planning commission of the city of Raleigh. There's a lot of insight about zoning that I learned from her, particularly as it relates to the Southeast Raleigh developments that are now taking place. That's a very controversial issue there. And this does affect persons of color very heavily. And as you might imagine, perhaps disabled persons as well. the way this zoning stuff works is a developer wants to buy up land and if they have the money, they can. And and I'm don't have the wherewithal to learn more about how zoning works and how it's approved. But I'm certainly wanting to attend more of these planning commission meetings and perhaps have Ms. Fox be with a panel to help us understand what goes into zoning and what we can do to help it to benefit us more as persons who are disabled or persons of color and other people who may be of low income means. That's who's hurt the most, folks. So in 2022, I am planning on still having this discussion as it does relate to disabled persons and persons of color. And I'll let you know about the details of that as I proceed with it. That's my report, Philip.
Robert, this is Philip Woodward. Thank you very much. It's very important that people with disabilities be at the table and have their voices heard with regard to zoning and planning, housing and land development and all of that. So I will rely on you to be the eyes and ears for the Raleigh Mayor's Committee in that area. I want to point out that Demetrius Edwards just showed up, so welcome to the meeting, Demetrius. Next we have public information. I'm going to share 2 bits of information with you. First of all, December 3rd is International Day of Persons with Disabilities. That is a United Nations observance that the United Nations recognizes or celebrates every year. And the North Carolina Council on Developmental Disabilities is trying to plan a virtual event for that day sometime in the afternoon to celebrate the occasion. So if that works out, I will send the contact information or the registration information to Lori to share with the committee. The other public information relates back to health and wellness. And I just wanted to share that the COVID-19 vaccine recently became available for children ages 5 through 11. Previously, it was available to adults of all ages and children ages 12 through 16. But now children ages 5 through 11 are able to make their appointments if they and their parents would like them to get vaccinated. So that's just something I wanted to share. And then the last committee is scholarship. But Lori is not here. However, she did email me and she said that she planned to have a meeting that she invited me to at the end of November about revising the scholarship application to make sure it's fully accessible when filling it out online and to make sure that we, the committee members, receive the appropriate information we need to review when making decisions about awarding a scholarship. So that's something that hopefully Lori will be able to report on in December. And I want to stop and ask if anybody has any questions about any of those committee reports that they heard. Go ahead. And if there are no questions, I will remind the chairs if you're here to email your report to Lori if you have a report that you want to share that she can put in the minutes in addition to what I send her, since I'm taking the minutes on her behalf today. So next I want to ask the Raleigh Mayor's Committee if anybody has any old business that we need to bring up. And hearing none, I would like to proceed to ask if anybody has any new business that we would like to bring up. I'm going to actually, since it's new business, I want to ask Demetrius a question. Demetrius and also Ella, do you have any insight from the city of Raleigh about committee meetings returning to in-person at any point in 2022? Go ahead.
Hey, Philip. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Had a scheduling conflict, so apologies for being late. But hey, happy holidays, everyone. Right now at this time, Philip, I have not received any guidelines or anything in a source of returning back to in-person meetings. Typically, what we're doing is following the guidance of City Council. So once City Council meets back in person, and then we can have a follow-up conversation. But for the most part, we're just following the guidance of City Council at this present time. There is speculations and thoughts that the COVID rate might see an increase due to the holidays, due to the travel and, hanging out with family. So everyone just be careful out there during this holiday season.
You too, my friend.
Thank you, Demetrius, for that update.
Wasn't the council meeting in person at one time and did it stop?
Correct. I believe, hey, Mr. Robert, they met maybe once in person and then turn around and stop.
Okay.
Because the numbers started going back up.
Sorry. Okay. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
This is Paula, and I was down at City Hall Tuesday, in which they were meeting, council was meeting. They didn't have it really open to the public, but they did have a few people in there. So they are meeting themselves in person.
So Paula, that's for presenters to come to the podium and present, but City Council members aren't actually in the chambers.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Paula, this is Philip Woodward. Thank you for that update about the City Hall meeting. Does anybody else have any new business or anything that you want to share before we head into Thanksgiving? It's not 1 o'clock yet, so if you feel lonely.
This is Donnie Best.
Okay.
I have some of the information on this in regards to organizations of insightful visionaries and Governor Moyes School Foundation holding a fundraiser on their campus. It was December 4th. It starts VIP, including food, at 5:30, I believe, and 7 o'clock, 6:30, they start all kinds of this entertainment thing will be in Library Hall. They have a Motown show that I heard was really good, and it will go to 9 o'clock. I'm sure that Mrs. Covington is going to send that link and information to Laura. She always does. So be on the lookout for it, for what I was not able to share with you, but it will be December 4th. And like the entertainment starts around 6:30, but I know that VIP, the tickets are $20, and all the information of how to pay and all that will be given, I'm sure, by Laura in a timely fashion. Thank you.
This is Laurence Carter.
Late.
Laurence Carter here. The VIP ticket is $50.
Thank you.
They're gonna have a little food involved at that time. And Lori did send out the information on the event, and you can go online today and buy your tickets.
Lawrence, this is Robert. So just a clarification. The VIP ticket is $50, that comes with food, but the $20 ticket, does that come with food as well?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
And what constitutes a VIP?
Paying for food. $50 you're paying for food.
So it's
so that's the answer.
They're calling it a VIP just because you pay for food? Oh,
That's
okay.
right.
All right. All right.
They have a closer area toward the front for the VIP as well.
So thank you.
So yeah,
I
we're
will
gonna
not.
make
I will
y'all
not
sit.
be. I will not be a VIP. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lawrence. Glad you were there. Fill in.
Oh yeah.
This is Philip
Nice.
here. Lawrence and Donnie, thank you for the information about that December 4th event. And if you share that with Lori, she can share that with the fall committee. Does anybody else have anything you want to share before we break for the Thanksgiving?
Philip, are we still meeting then in the month of December?
Yes, we should still be meeting in the month of December, I believe. Wait, I don't know if we did that last year. I will have to double check with Ricky and Lori. It's not on the agenda here, but if we did meet, then the third Thursday in December will be Thursday, December 16th. From noon
I know
to
some organizations do take December off, and it seems like ours did last year, but either way.
We, the mayor's committee traditionally likes to have a very brief December meeting and then have a holiday potluck luncheon. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, it is not safe to do that this year.
Right.
But if you all would like to gather and spend some time with each other, talking about what we accomplished this year, or what we are looking forward to in 2022, and do that virtually, then I will suggest that to Ricky and Lori. Go ahead.
A final note in regards to that fundraiser, December 4th. Yes, it has already been, Laura's already sent it out. I'm sure she will reiterate and send it again, but it has, among my many emails, I do recall that it has already been sent out.
Donnie, thank you very much for pointing that out. This is Philip. Lori sent out a lot of emails, so I might have missed it, but I appreciate you sharing that. So before we close, this is Philip. I want to ask, do we need to take a vote on whether or not we want to meet in December? Or would you like me to leave that decision up to the mayor's committee, the executive committee, when I can talk to Lori and Ricky about that? Go ahead.
Executive committee.
Yeah, I'm with Lawrence, the executive committee.
I'd agree.
I agree. Executive committee.
Okay, all right. I will talk to Ricky and Lori and make sure that we share any appropriate information. But if we meet, it would be Thursday, December 16th from noon till 1 o'clock. And with that, I want to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you will celebrate safely, however you can, and feel connected to your family and your friends, whether you gather in person or virtually. Don't forget to text or call or email or do whatever you can to let people know you're thinking about them this holiday season. And I wish all of you a merry one. Enjoy the warm weather outside today before it gets colder this weekend.
And root for my Wake Forest Stephen Deacons this weekend against Clemson. Go Deeks.
Philip.
Paula, do you want to say something?
Yes, I had a question regarding the Medicaid plan. So North Carolina Disability Rights is doing the same thing, only they're presenting it for the children. Is your plan going to be for the children or for adults or both? And how do the adults get to address and take part in it, not just the survey, but to actually take part in it so that this can be materialized to the benefit of those that are disabled adults too.
Paula, this is Philip Woodward here. There are a variety of Medicaid plans available through the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services for both adults and for children. And I would be happy to talk more with you offline about that.
That'd be fine.
So oh, go ahead. Okay. All right. There are specific plans for children, like CAP D for children as opposed to CAP DA for adults. And then there's the innovation waiver for people with intellectual and other developmental disability who have high needs. So I can talk with you in an email or text about that. Thank you. So everybody, I appreciate your time today, and I will let you go 9 minutes early instead of 31 minutes early like last month. And Donnie, congratulations on becoming our new Community and Transportation Access Chair for 2022.
Sparkly holiday. Bye.
Congratulations, Donnie. Have a happy holiday, y'all. Bye.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.